past topic was the power of forgiveness. So like I chose that topic because one, obviously Yom Kippur was coming up, and I was like, what can I do like with Yom Kippur and Emunah? So I came up with like something like forgiveness based for both, and I was like, okay, but now how do I make like an Emunah angle on forgiveness? So I decided to take the approach of the fact is, if you can't forgive in your heart, it's not really the problem with the other person or the individual that you're referring to. It's kind of with God. There's a problem with you and God. The connection's not there fully because you don't fully trust Him. You don't fully believe that everything's gonna work out. That's why you hold a grudge or this and that. It's like, because if you'd realize, the fact is, if it happened, it happened. You can't go back and change it. But you could forgive them. But the problem is when people hear that, they mix being good and chill with people with forgiveness together. And I'm very confident they're two separate things. At least I believe they're two separate things. You can forgive somebody, but never sit in the same room or never go and invite them for a meal or hang out with them. You can totally forgive them. It's just not you can just isolate them or separate from them, but still forgive them. But when people hear forgiveness, they think, oh, I'm not going to go hang out with this person. I'm not going to go do this. I'm not going to do this. This person, like, they're two separate things. And when you can separate the two, it's not difficult to forgive, because it's not really the person you're forgiving, because the person didn't really do anything. It wasn't the person, it was Hashem. So if once you can establish that connection with God, it's only up from there, because technically He allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? Like, you can go all these things blaming God, but yes, the person did what they did, but that's where forgiveness comes in. Forgive them, okay? They made a mistake, or you know what? I forgive you, so you don't even have to have that sin on your head. But that doesn't mean that we're chill and we're good. Like, we can go totally our separate ways, never speak again, but in my heart I can forgive you. And I think that's what people need to understand. And like, we went pretty in depth with like a bunch of different angles, but one of them was really cool, was about how if like the circle of life just included forgiveness on all ends. Somebody screwed you up in a business deal, all these different scenarios where you can have grudges and hold grudges, and it's completely normal and expected, but where you can be like, you know what, I forgive you. In my heart, I genuinely forgive you. Does not mean we have to do business again. Doesn't mean we have to hang out or do anything, but I can genuinely forgive you. And when you forgive somebody, you're helping them do teshuvah and not giving them that sin. And now with that concept, if you can do that, if everybody can constantly do that or work to do that, there would be no concept of hell. You wouldn't need the concept of hell, because the hell is like, oh, you're repaying whatever it is, or going through this cleansing process. But there's no cleaning needed, because when I forgave you, you are now cleaned off, because your sin is wiped away. Same thing with us and Hashem. Like, we can sin, and we do sin on a daily basis, and we might not even know the sins that we do. But the fact is, Hashem will always forgive. Hashem always continuously forgives. Even it's like, oh, I'm going to do this today. You don't do it. And then the next day, you don't do it. And then it's like, bro, we just made this deal. And then the fact is, God's still forgiving you. But then you can always start it up again. Be like, you know what, I'm going to start today. And you mess up. It's like, okay, you know what, I'm going to start today. And it's like, anybody else would just be like, no, okay, that's where I cut it. It's going to be a no for me, you know? But with God, it's always like, okay, all right. He always has like belief and faith in us, but yet we lack it with Him. So like, why not give it back to Him and see where it would take us? You know what I mean? Like, if everybody's constantly forgiving, there's no concept of hell, because there would be no cleansing needed. And at the same time, you want what we give out is what comes back to us. So like by us forgiving, when our time comes and we go up, God's gonna be there with totally understanding and forgive us for the things we've done, because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and we all have our like flaws. But the fact is, at least work on it. And forgiveness is a massive thing, to be able to forgive somebody in your heart. And then obviously the goal would also be to be able to be okay and chill with them. But again, like that's a whole different thing. That's a total separate thing. And people keep getting stuck on that being forgiveness, but that's not forgiveness. Being able to sit in front of somebody and hang out with them after they've wronged you is not forgiveness. It can maybe be like you're pushing it aside, or just like, you know what, don't want to make drama. But forgiveness is like, it's in your heart. You have to find that in your heart. And going into the holiday, I think it's a really big thing to try to take on. Just start the process. Start the process of attempting to forgive in your heart. Be like, you know what, this person did this, or this happened. You know what, it's in the past. Why get stuck up on it throughout your whole life and let that dictate your life, when you can just put it to the side and move on? Life is so crazy. Like 1 year ago, I wasn't even walking normal, in pain every day. And then 1 year later, here I am. Thank God, no more pain, can walk, feel like a normal person. And it's crazy how like that's all in 1 year. 1 year. Like average life expectancy is what, 68 years or 70 something years? It's pretty good. You got plenty of time. Anything can happen. So just keep that in mind. I hope everyone has a great Yom Kippur. Meaningful one. I hope the fast goes easy. And yeah, see you guys soon. Amuna Mondays is going crazy. We do have stickers. If anybody wants a sticker, let me know. I can either deliver it or I could send it to you straight up. I can send you guys a bunch. Put them on phones, all around your campuses, your schools, whatever it is. Your jobs, throw them around. They look kind of dope. Still got the hoodies. The hoodies are still going. All the proceeds from the hoodies do go back into the fund for Amuna Mondays to keep it running. So it is master deductible. Pretty cool. Other plans are in the works. But yeah, see you guys.